Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure that all our objects are named properly and grouped properly. We went ahead and deleted all our history and cleaned up our normals. So we're just gonna make sure all our naming and grouping is correct. So the hierarchy structure we're using is we have our upper body group and our lower body group, and there's a suit group, and then above that there is a geo group. And under geo group you have the suit group, and you have eyes and the underlying body and head and anything outside of the suit. So we're gonna go ahead and just get rid of anything that's not supposed to be there. PTOR 16 not supposed to be there. Supposed to be named something else and be a part of the upper body group. Let's make sure all our naming are correct. We have our arm grouped under arm group, so we have a hand under arm group, and we have forearm guard, elbow pad, right sleeve, right shoulder pad, and emblems. Then all of that is grouped under the right arm. Same goes for the left arm. All our straps should be grouped together under the straps group. We have our chest layer, which is grouped under upper body. So I mean, you don't have to get too tedious as long as it's grouped in a way where, okay, so we have to rename this. We have two name conflict here, so let's change this guy over to left glove instead of right. So I guess a couple of our stuff didn't get named. Okay, so we're just gonna do that right now. Let's change this to left sleeve, and gonna go ahead and change this over to left forearm guard, and same for gloves, left glove. So as I was saying, as long as it's grouped in a way where it's divided out into sections, the arm could be a group and the chest could be a group. Legs are also a separate group. So, and then I mean, how I group it, and if there's any particular way that Spencer, the rigger, if he wants it grouped a certain way, he could just let me know, and I'll go back in and just move everything around to suit his needs. But as far as what we're doing, this should be good enough. So let's get rid of any poly surfaces, any objects that haven't been named yet. Make sure everything's named. Let's say you're working on a larger scene, and there's an error with a single object. Having it called polysurface 2321 isn't exactly helpful. You could go ahead and name your object as complicated as your hierarchy. So you could call it left quadrant section A underscore pipe B, and that's being specific. So if there's anything wrong with that, you could immediately see that that's where the object lies in the scene. So as you can see, all our names are, we don't have any more poly surfaces. Everything should be named properly. We're just gonna go ahead and I think the gun is the last thing we have to name, so I saw a poly surface on that. So let's isolate this and make sure everything's cleaned up. Okay, yeah, definitely we haven't named this, just the group has been named. So we could actually select everything, and under quick rename, just if we spell pieces correctly, that would help. Okay, so let's name this gun pieces, and it'll go ahead and rename all your selected objects. So we could just have that. So I also noticed when I isolated the gun group, there were some buttons from the pads. Okay, there they are from the pockets. So let's go ahead and take that out of the group so we could have everything under their correct grouping. Let's throw that under the button group. There we go. Okay, so everything is named, all our history is deleted. We're going to go ahead and freeze transformations, and again you see these little objects that turned black means our normals are reversed, so we just go ahead and reverse those and then delete history again. A lot of times when you have a ton of stuff that you're working on, or a scene with just a lot of geometry, it's really easy to miss a couple of pieces. So just go in and make sure everything's right, so that when it gets passed on to the next step in production, it doesn't come back to you at a later date. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this up. I think we're all done here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this over to Ben so that he could start UVing this, and he could get a jump start and start getting some first passes of the textures out, so that we could also start doing some temp lighting. Okay, so here's a quick bind that we have of Geo. Thanks to Tana for getting this to us. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna just try to find a pose for him, just to take that in the ZBrush, and then we're gonna have that be Gentle Giants. We're gonna have a 3D printout that we're gonna do at Gentle Giants. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. As far as the pose, I have no idea. Okay, so we're just gonna keep at this until we get something we like. It is fun getting your character out of bind pose though. So as I said at the beginning of this wasn't anything final. It was just a quick bind, so hopefully we don't have to. Well, actually, it's good enough where we're not getting any deformation issues. So if there's any minor issues, then I'll just fix that in ZBrush, since that's just going to be mainly for just for the printout. Actually, this is actually not bad. Yeah, we won't have any deformation issues. Just maybe slight integration stuff, like the guns intersecting a little with the hand. So I'll probably just move that out. Probably try to fix that in ZBrush. So that's not a big of a deal. It's always fun to play around with a rigged character. As a modeler, you tend to always see your character in the default model pose. So anytime you get to play around that character outside of that, it's just a lot more fun. So here we have our pose that we're gonna go with, and for the printout, we've also added a ground plane for him to stand on. We're gonna take this in a ZBrush and then just go ahead and sculpt this out, and then we're going to send this over to Gentle Giants and start the whole printout process. So this is fine. I'm happy with this. I really had no I have no idea what I wanted, so I guess this is good enough.